Hello again, YouTubers, on with SpongeBob One Packer again on the SpongeBob channel. In this video, we are reviewing episode 22 of the Patrick Star Show. That's Stache and a Root Galoot. This hypnosis states Cecil shows Patrick his mustache collection. Also, the Star family brings a mandrake root into their home. Let's begin. First up, we have Dad's Stache, and this one's fairly good. It starts off with Patrick serving up cold spaghetti on the table for breakfast. He notices that Cecil isn't having any of it, instead fishing out random foods from his mustache and devouring that instead. Patrick is upset that unlike all of his family members, he doesn't have any facial hair, which leads Cecil to introduce him to the Star family Stache. What a name, right? It's like saying the same thing over. And he leaves Patrick to pick out a mustache that'll suit him. Patrick is warned not to use a single mustache, though. It's in its own dark corner, abandoned. Patrick goes through some epic stashes while he acts the part as well. Eventually, he gets to the mustache Cecil warned him about, and instead of heeding said warning, Patrick tries it on, and it turns him into a villain, apparently reminiscent of Snitley Whiplash from Dudley Do-Right. His first act kidnapped Squidina, Bunny, and Grandpat and tied them down on a railway track. I really liked how this stereotypical old Western villain concept played out, with the actual train and the aim to run over the hostages as well. Patrick then goes on the show and has an interview with Root Galoot before capturing him as well, although the latter is strangely enthusiastic, perhaps because he knows he can just disappear into the tidal zone. Anyways, he then kidnaps his own viewers, and they face the same fate as Patrick's family and Rube, now with Patrick commandeering a train heading right for them. Meanwhile, Cecil finishes styling his mustache, and it alerts him to the impending doom faced by the hostages. He then powers his way straight to the site, and instead of freeing them, decides to stop the train first. Just think about it. He literally says, following Squidina's request, that it would strip the story of suspense and danger, which is true, so, carry on, I guess. He even says that he needs them on the tracks for motivation, which was absolutely hilarious. Cecil confronts the train operator only to be shocked that it is none other than Patrick. A mustache brawl breaks out, and Grandpat even notices that it never takes that long to get run over by a train. He has lots of experience, folks. The last train car just happens to be a barber car, and just when Cecil is cornered in it, he captures Patrick using his mustache and shaves off the evil mustache, returning Patrick to his normal self. Now there's just a tiny problem of, them being on a train that's about to run over everyone. I really liked how Cecil is the hero dad. Here he gets in front of the train and uses his mustache to create enough friction on the tracks to bring the train to a halt. Not gonna ask questions on how he was able to transmit that friction to the train, but anyways, it stops right in time and everyone is saved. Except Rube, though, he excitedly offers to take a photo of the stars like he always does, and then gets run over by a train passing on the other track that he was standing on. Poor Rube, but again, he probably just escaped into the tidal zone. So, this plot was really epic. I really enjoyed every part of it, from Patrick carrying out his plot to Cecil saving the day. Also, the victims were pretty great participants, even though they were tied down to the tracks. And who knew mustaches could be an extension of one's body too? Super over the top episode, but it was fun, and for that it gets 9 out of 10. Animation gets 9 out of 10 as well. The different styles of Patrick that was shown with each mustache tried on were really nice to see, plus having stern Cecil and a close-up with villain Patrick were some of the most impressive dramatic moments of the series. The mustache brawl was executed perfectly and with great detail. Unique characteristics also gets 9 out of 10. Patrick disregarding warnings isn't a new thing, but this time it had really significant consequences, and I liked how the concept of the mustache was implemented across the entire episode, the specific mustache being so powerful despite looking very simple, such that it could completely take over Patrick. Instead of a train chase, we get a train brawl, and I liked it. Overall, this episode gets 27 out of 30 from me. Moving on to a Root Galoot. I'd say I have the complete opposite opinion on this one. I didn't really like it at all. There's just something about people being blatantly taken advantage of under the guise that they will get a huge payout in the end that just makes me not want to rewatch this. I mean, the Shmandrake is literally a scammer. So let's talk about the plot here. It starts out with Patrick demonstrating his gardening skills indoors, and then Squidina convinces him to move outside. So while planting a seed, it suddenly disappears. Patrick tries to fish it up, only to pull up the antagonist of this episode, a Shmandrake root. He alerts Bunny, Cecil, and Grandpat, and then Shmandrake offers to grant a single wish to one of them if everyone lets him stay in the Star family residence and feed him fine food. And even worse, the person who gets the wish is the one who becomes Shmandrake's favorite. Just think about that. That is beyond fair. Anyways, everyone except Squidina is convinced, and they take Shmandrake in and start feeding him tons of food. Later, we get a look at what each character wants to make use of the wish for. Grandpat, for example, wants to be left all alone in space. Cecil wants to be a 4-star chef with 6 arms, and this is happening while he burns down the kitchen in reality. Bunny wants to be a cleaning superhero. She even has a sponge on her costume, perhaps referencing SpongeBob, I don't know. And Patrick just thinks about what his wish is, and then is convinced to ask for the wish before anyone else does. So he shows up on the TV, including various costumes, especially the epic cowboy outfit, to pester Shmandrake, who isn't having any of it. Patrick's thinking cap being a dunce cap was hilarious. Bunny then prepares a mud bath, and Cecil carries Shmandrake up to curry more favor with him. If watching this was not annoying, I don't know what else to say. Shmandrake nonetheless keeps growing, and the stars keep on feeding him. Patrick then seeks advice from Squidina on how to impress Shmandrake, and is told that Shmandrake is a little jerk who never grants wishes, and it's all a trick to make people wait on him hand and foot. And Patrick takes this in the way that you're not supposed to do. So in a surprising turn of events though, Patrick gets Shmandrake to get on a tanning bed. And after a nap, they realize Shmandrake has been completely barbecued, which is actually quite satisfying to watch for once. And the stars even decide to eat him. Shmandrake regains consciousness. He rages at Patrick, even saying that they were so selfish. Can you believe this guy? Squidina confronts Shmandrake and threatens him, eventually getting a wish that they never found him in the first place. So we're back to the start, and Patrick finds a genie's lamp while digging in the garden. Man, this would get even crazier if not for the fact that the episode was ending. Poor Squidina, though. The plot gets 5 out of 10. As I said from the start, it just makes me feel disgusted at that the Star family is even doing, as Shmandrake says. Any reasonable person would realize how nonsensical it is to serve Shmandrake hand and foot for a theoretical wish that Shmandrake himself gets to choose who gets. It's a huge con job, and at least Squidina here brings some common sense. Animation gets 7 out of 10. Pretty standard stuff here. I really like the scenes where the stars imagine what they want to put the wish towards, though, and Cecil burning down the kitchen in particular was pretty hilarious to watch. Oh yeah, and roasted Shmandrake. That thing deserved a whole lot worse, but I'll take it. Unique characteristics get 7 out of 10 as well. I guess the Star family had to learn their lesson the hard way by being taken advantage by a shameless con job. Not often that things have to go this way though, so, that's unique in that sense. Squidina basically plays the role of the same character like Squidward would usually be in the main series, so yeah, that is what it is. Overall, it gets 19 out of 30 from me. So that's our review of these 2 episodes. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about them. Make sure to subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next SpongeBob video coming real soon. Till then, bye!